Literally no one asked me to vlog, so I decided to do it all month long. You'll see me live my life every day of March, so get ready to be bored, cause this is Vlarch. Hey everyone, good morning. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and my kid was sucking on my lens, so it is dirty. You're about to see me trying a pregnancy test. This is not clickbait. This is not me trying to get attention or views. I legit do take pregnancy tests very often. I am very, very scared of getting pregnant. I'm gonna let you watch the clip. I'm not pregnant. Don't worry, I'm not gonna keep the suspense or put an ad right before you find out. I am not pregnant, but that is the clip you're about to see. Here it is. I don't think I'm pregnant, but I might be. So just in case, I'm filming. I'm whispering because Corey is right outside the door. I just took a test. I just had my period, so this wouldn't make any sense. But I'm having every symptom of pregnancy. Okay, I'll explain in a minute. So I just want to explain myself a little. Why is it so blurry? I think it's because there's so much drool on my lens. Hold on a second. Sorry, why am I still filming this? That's the real question. So here's the deal, guys. I do take pregnancy tests. I've taken one in the past and filmed it, and you guys were like, oh my gosh, trying to get attention or clickbaity. No, I legit do take them often. As you know, I didn't have a good pregnancy. It was really terrible. The idea of it, when I see my friends being pregnant and stuff, I'm like, I'm so happy that I was able to be pregnant, but I didn't enjoy my pregnancy experience. So I don't want to be pregnant again. If I got pregnant again, don't worry, I would be very excited and happy and stoked that I was able to get pregnant and that I was having another kid. Of course, I would be so excited to welcome another child into this world, but that is not the plan. The plan is to have more kids through adoption or some other way, not through my body. That's the plan. I'm playing with tacks right now because I'm nervous talking about this. What happened this morning was I have been having symptoms of pregnancy for a while. And I know what you guys are thinking, if you don't want to get pregnant, just don't get pregnant. Take the necessary precautions to not get pregnant.
Hello.
Well, I'm still breastfeeding my son, so I cannot take birth control. There are lots of other necessary precautions you can take to not get pregnant, but I am an alien. And the last time I got pregnant, I got off birth control and literally immediately got pregnant. It's very unlikely to get pregnant any other way than when you're ovulating. So just in case some of you don't know, this is all human nature and normal and natural, but women have periods and some men have periods. Then what happens is you ovulate. I think it's 10 days after your period or something like that. And during that ovulation period is it's not usually, it actually is the best time to get pregnant. And it's usually, I think, the only time-ish to get pregnant. But that's why you hear about women who are trying to get pregnant. They're counting the days and figuring out when they're ovulating, because that's when you're supposed to be getting pregnant. Now, people have always said it is impossible to get pregnant on your period because basically what a period is cleansing your uterus of everything that's in there. If everything's cleansed out, there's nothing to fertilize. The stork can't bring the baby if there's no one home. I am trying to be discreet with how I speak of this. So I last time got pregnant on the last day of my period. So it's confusing. And also, I'm just I did not get pregnant when I was ovulating last time. I just got off my birth control, so my period was all out of whack. My body was trying to figure itself out. But also, it was the last day of my period. That doesn't make any sense, and that doesn't happen to people. It happened to me. Girls out there, just know that it is possible to get pregnant on your period, and it is possible to get pregnant the second you stop birth control. But because I'm fertile myrtle, I am very terrified of getting pregnant again because I'm not on birth control because I breastfeed my son. Yeah, so I was having all the symptoms of pregnancy. I was just really freaking exhausted. I was getting bad acne, which is all stuff that happened to me last time. Restless, sleeplessness. I mean, obviously now I know I'm not pregnant, so it was just because I'm stressed about everything going on in the world. But literally waking up every 15-20 minutes to pee, which people were surprised. My pregnancy, that started immediately. Some people don't get that till way later in their pregnancy, but for me, immediately before I even knew I was pregnant, I was waking up a million times to pee all throughout the night. I was getting all these symptoms symptoms, and I've been crazy hungry lately, and that was a symptom right away for me last time I was pregnant. I ate brisket the morning before I found out I was pregnant, 2 pounds of brisket at 9 a.m. And then 2 hours later had a Big Mac, 2 cheeseburgers, French fries, and then a couple hours later had another full meal. Like, I was an eating monster, and that's kind of how I've been the last few days. And so I was just having all these symptoms. Also, I did recently get my period, and it was a really weird period. Last time I got pregnant, and then I had a really weird period. So last night I was waking up every 15 minutes to pee, and I've been really emotional and really stressed and really tired and overwhelmed, which is just symptoms of the world and how the world is. But because I'm paranoid, I took a pregnancy test. I'm not pregnant, but I will continue to probably take pregnancy tests, and I'm vlogging every day right now, so you guys just happen to see this one. The last time I was vlogging every day was December, and I happened to take a pregnancy test then, so this is not me like trying to fake a thing. This is legit. What I'm doing today is woke up stressing about being pregnant, and I'm not, thank God. But if I was, I'd be very grateful and excited. You know, I think it's important to stay honest as much as like it's important to express like your gratefulness. Like, I'm very grateful I was pregnant before, because obviously I have Flynn and he's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I'm also going to tell him when he gets older, I'm not gonna make him feel guilty. It's not his fault. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, pregnancy was really hard, and you should know this in case you ever get married to a woman and she gets pregnant. Like, you should know that for some women it's hard, some women it's not. And for me it was really hard, and you might have to experience that. I don't think it's bad to tell your kid like, hey, sometimes pregnancy really sucks. In fact, he was the only thing that made me happy throughout the pregnancy, was thinking about him and protecting him and loving him. A lot of people are like, what is your son gonna think when he sees all those pregnancy videos of you crying? I'm like, he's gonna think pregnancy is hard on women, which is important for him to know. So that's how I feel, just so you guys know. I've seen people be like, you always talk about how you never want to get pregnant again, but what if you do? What will that kid think? That kid will think pregnancy is hard, which it is on me and on a lot of women. But I'm also really freaked out that I'm gonna get pregnant again. We do plan on adopting. That's a really, really long process, so that wouldn't be for a really, really long time. And also, a psychic told me when I was pregnant with Flynn, she told me a bunch of stuff that would happen with Flynn, and it has all come true. And the other thing she said was that I was going to have another boy. That freaks me out, because obviously if we adopt, we'll take any child, but like, we do want a daughter. So that is something we would say if we were adopting. And if you're pregnant, you don't get to pick if it's a boy or girl. That's what makes me think I'm going to be pregnant again. But she said that I was gonna have 2 boys. And she's not the first psychic to tell me that. Years and years and years and years ago, a psychic told me I was gonna have 2 boys. So I'm stressed about it. I'm vlogging looking like this, guys. Obviously, I'm stressed. Now that I've talked your ear off about that and no one wants to hear me ever talk about pregnancy ever again, I'm sorry. I know y'all are sick of it. I get it. I am too. My cousin is here, my parents are here, and my sister might come over. And this is kind of our last hurrah. You know, all of us are well and feeling great, and no one has any signs of any sickness, hasn't been around anyone who has any signs of sickness, hasn't been around anyone who's traveled internationally. I'm the only one who's traveled in the last month, and I'm fine. So we're all kind of hanging out today, and then everyone's gonna go home, and we probably won't see each other for a while because everyone is kind of quarantining themselves. So we're gonna hang out, play games, and just be family. Yeah, that's what's on the docket for the day. Is docket a word? I've heard that word a lot. What's on the docket? Is that a thing? Did I just make up a thing? Is that a word I just made up, or is that a real thing? Docket. Yeah, a calendar or list of cases for trial or people having cases pending. I don't know. It's a word, but I think I misused it. Also, I know I'm not wearing my wedding ring. I took it off when I filmed a Miranda video. I haven't put it back on. Don't cause drama over that. So many things I feel like I have to like say and do when I'm filming every day, because people just like get mad at me all the time. Don't get mad at me, please. I'm just trying to live my life. Okay, bye. He was just playing with Moose and his toy and laughing for like 5 minutes. I only caught the tail end of that. And by the way, don't come for me saying how dangerous it is to have my son play with a big dog. Moose is the only big dog Flynn will ever play with. I'm very, very protective of my son. Moose is not, I don't even know if Moose counts as a big dog. Like, Moose doesn't count as like a living creature half the time because he is so gentle. There's people like, you never know when a dog could snap, you never know when a dog can switch. No. I'm confident. We've had Moose for 3 years, almost 3 years, and he's never shown any signs of anything other than calm, sweet. I've never even seen him like really hyper for longer than like 5 seconds. Like, all he wants to do is cuddle, and even when you hand him a treat, he doesn't go like, he goes like, and like barely lets it in his mouth. Like, he is the sweetest dog in the world, so don't worry, I would never put my son in danger with him. Literally, you can put your entire fist in Moose's mouth and he won't even bite down. Yeah, with meat, you can have his favorite treat in the world in your hand and try to put your whole hand in his mouth and he won't bite down. He doesn't even bite down on his treats. He doesn't rip up his toys. Most big dogs, like you give them like a plush, like stuffed animal or whatever, and they rip it up. It takes him like probably 4 to 5 months to rip up a plushy toy, and he doesn't even rip it up. It just falls apart because all he's done is sucked on it for months, and so it eventually falls apart. Like, he's the sweetest, cuddliest big dog in the whole world. Like, don't worry. He'll never, ever hurt Flynn. He protects Flynn. Always been amazing, but he's always been protective of Flynn. Even when I was pregnant, he was like, I don't know if you guys remember if you were watching me then, but Moose would like sit on me, on my feet, no matter where I was. He followed me around to protect me from the second I got pregnant. And then now that I'm not pregnant, he doesn't do that anymore. Have you noticed he doesn't do that with me anymore? But he's like that with Flynn. He's the best dog in the world. I felt like I needed to say that because all you saw was a clip of like Flynn handing Moose a toy and putting it in his mouth. And I'm sure all the comments would have been like, you should not do that. The dog will eat him. And if it were any other dog, yes, the dog might eat him. But Moose will never eat anything except for his food. Which even that, he sometimes is like a little timid about. Oh, you best friends. He's your Moosey. Oh, good boy, Moosey. Give him his toy. Good boy. See, Moose won't even take his toy. Good boy, Moosey. You want your bone, Moosey? See how gentle he is? Good boy, Moosey. Alrighty, it's much later and we are about to film a little video because a bunch of you guys begged me to buy something online. I've never had so many requests to buy something on the internet, and I bought it. So I'm gonna use it for a video. So that's what we're about to film. And then we're gonna make some chile for dinner. Rachel's here and we just did a TikTok dance on her TikTok and TikTok dance on my TikTok. Okay, listen, we're quarantined. Everyone's making fun of you for doing TikTok. What else am I supposed to do? I made chili tonight. We're waiting for my mom to come back downstairs. She's rocking the baby to sleep like a total sweetheart. We got cheese and crackers and oyster crackers, and we got muffins that I burnt. I normally like sour cream involved in this business, but we don't have any and all the grocery stores are closed. Well, they're not closed, they're just empty. But we did a TikTok dance for Rachel's channel. It's not a channel. What's it called? I'm old. I don't know. I don't think it's called a channel. Is it a page? What would you call it? A profile? That's really lame. That's like, join me on LinkedIn. We are playing Pictionary Air.
But not by the rules at all.
Not by the rules. Well, it's in another language. Someone gave me this as a gift. So it's my mom's turn to draw things and we have to guess what it is. You're supposed to do it with teams, but we don't really have enough people, so we're just kind of all doing it collectively.
1, go.
Ahora.
Candle, cake,
What?
cupcake, tree, hair,
Purse? What the heck is that?
Wait.
No! Oh my god, Mom, that was not good.
Answer off.
A cat. Kitty cat. Lion. Whiskers. A circle. A can of
Glass, ice.
Can opener.
ice.
Ice.
Lots of ice.
Cube.
Crunched ice. Water ice. Cold ice.
Ice water.
Ice water.
Oh my god.
Fish.
You said that was
Cup.
right.
Coffee. A basketball.
Wow.
I'm so good at sports.
You're done. Dad, it's your turn.
Okay, go. Yes.
Yeah. Muffin.
Air horn.
A blow dryer. Blow dryer.
Person.
A nose. A mouth. Booger.
Mustache.
Snotty. Runny nose. Runny nose. Gosh, I'm so amazing at games. Wow. Shocking myself. A light switch.
Oh, what? I hate you.
Oh my goodness, I'm very tired. I think it's almost 1:30 in the morning. So we finished playing games. We played a few more games. We played that Pictionary one, and then we played one that was, you buy an app called Jackbox, and there's a bunch of fun games. I personally like the Pictionary version on that. I think it's called Drawful. It's called Drawful. It's really, really fun. We didn't play that tonight, but it's part of this thing. So if you're looking for a good family game during this lockdown, I highly recommend buying Jackbox on your Apple TV. I think it's just, I don't know, it's an app. You can buy it, but you project it on a television or you play it on your Apple TV and you all play using your phones. And Drawful is the game that I think is super fun. But there are other games like trivia games and things on there, but that's a really fun, family-friendly, fun thing to do if you're bored at home during this time. But then we started watching this docu-series because because Andrew, my cousin who's here right now, he and I are really good friends. Like, we've gotten really, really close because we've worked together a lot in the last year. I mean, we've always been really close because we're cousins and we're family, and like, I've always been very close with everyone in my family. Specifically in the last year, we've gotten really close because we travel together and work together a lot, which has been awesome. We're both obsessed with like true crime and documentaries and like watching them and then discussing them and picking apart each other's like ideas and thoughts and theories and everything. And so Eric recommended we start watching this docuseries on FX about a guy who's claiming that his dad is the Zodiac killer. So we started watching that, and now it's really late. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. But it was a good day of just like hanging out with family and enjoying ourselves, and I got a little bit of work done, but mostly just hung out with the family, and it was awesome. And we ate a lot of chili for dinner, and now we're all farting up a storm. One thing that I would not recommend if you are self-quarantining yourself and trying not to go out in public a lot, or if you are quarantined into your house, maybe don't make chili for the family unless you want to just be living in a big fart box. Just my suggestion. I'm going to bed. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.